Marketing rose, sales fell. The student who graduated in 2000 built their career inside that structure, was promoted within that structure, and eventually drew the organisation chart themselves. They were handed the next generation without explanation because that was just the way it was. The question nobody is asked in the lecture theatre or in the boardrooms of today is whether it was ever right. And that question is overdue.
Everyone, I'm Chris Inman with I.D.E.A Cleveland, and joining me today is
Lincoln Marks from
Lincoln,
Australia.
From Australia, you're in the future in my world. So, why don't you tell me a little about yourself and your whole relationship with sales and marketing and how you started building this whole theory?
Well, I started in sales in the 90s for Sony. It was a wonderful background. I was the youngest person that worked for Sony, and I was hired to be the Walkman guy. So I was internal inside Sony, and I was Walkman, right? I was the guy who was 17 years old, and I was that target demographic. They came and asked me about everything. I told them about everything. We had Japanese execs flying in monthly, and it taught me a lot, not just about how retailing at the time worked. It taught me about position, it taught me about premium product, and it taught me about what was important in regards to sales. Because they had a defined way of selling. You know, you hear about maybe like the legendary Japanese way of doing things, which is maybe not so much nowadays, but it very much was in the 90s, right? And they grounded me in this is what's important and this is what's not, and this is how essentially at the time, a premium product should be positioned and sold, right? I have been in sales, growing businesses, whether it be sales, marketing, and or whatever needs to actually happen ever since. You know, I've been telco, energy, retail, ups and all sorts. I've worked in a marketing agency. So yeah, you know, good times, fun times. If you have a look at like a general org chart right now, right, of a corporate, you will usually have, say, marketing, ops, finance, and say product, right, or even marketing, ops, finance, and your CEO. But irrespective, that the sales normally sits under marketing, and that's a conversation that's actually being hashed out on LinkedIn a lot now, right? And we've got the CMO became the CRO, so the marketing at the top became the revenue at the top. But whilst the tagline changed, the seats really didn't get shuffled. Right? The reporting structure didn't really get shuffled. And I am of the opinion, always has been, that marketing is a function of sales, not the other way around. Marketing may be first, but marketing is a sales function. And marketing, the revenue thing, the thing that the business exists for in the first place, should not be under anything. Right? And often we now have a sales department that effectively reports to a marketing department. And you cannot have the revenue machine reporting to a cost structure, which is kind of where we are. Now, to complicate things much further, marketing now, the way it is with its massive headcount, right, is 3/4 sales. Right? I've written another post which will, go up soon, and no doubt, piss off a lot of people, which is what I tend to do. And that is that the creative team, the creatives, should be taken out of marketing completely. They should sit with sales. All right, now it's pretty radical, but it's not. At the end of the day, those people are just salespeople with a mouse, right? If they are creating a sales message, they are salespeople.
Okay.
Now, what about these messages and is not sales?
Now, I think that's where marketing has gone off the rails, because you're no longer trying to build awareness, answer frequently asked questions, build trust. They're trying to do sales, which that doesn't work, because if you force somebody too fast through your marketing funnel, if you're just immediately trying to get to the sales conversation, you're missing, especially if you're like a large ticket service provider. Now, maybe if you're selling a widget, something that's very quick and easy to sell, all right, that's a whole different conversation. But if you're trying to build a long-term relationship and have a lifetime value with the client, like I think that's where marketing needs to happen, and you need to have those conversations.
It's detached.
Have those. Yes, it's very detached, and I think that when you're saying that sales shouldn't be reporting the marketing, I understand that but sales needs to be giving the marketing people the ICP, ideal client profile. It should be giving the frequently asked questions. It should be giving this information back to marketing, and that's the content marketing should be focusing on.
Well, you say, that's where I was, and I'd say was. If, for example, all the people in content sat in sales, and as I say, that all the people in content are creating a sales message, what does marketing do? Marketing puts it where it needs to be. Puts it where it needs to be, says how frequently it needs to be there. Right? They are the grunt work people. They are the numbers, the stratagem. That is what marketing should be. So look, if you have someone in traditional creative now sitting inside an agency or a marketing department, they are detached from the sales process. They are detached from the people who are buying. They are detached from the people who are interested. Right? They find out eventually through reports and dashboards and eventually down the street at some time.
I agree with a lot of that. But I think that
you need to think through it.
Yeah. I think that one of the misconceptions you're kind of putting out there is that marketing is just putting out pretty pictures.
No, and so the point is that we all know that it's not.
Yes, I mean marketing should be looking at actual analytics and data.
And that's what your marketing team will do.
Yes, a good marketing team is trying to actually look at things and be like, okay, this is where our ideal client is. Like, there's so many different tactics, and that's the problem too. Is people get obsessed about tactics. People go, "Oh, TikTok's working for everybody." Is it working for everybody? It depends on who your ideal client is. And so,
if you're selling places in a retirement village, it's not working. I've got to tell you, mate.
Yes. So I think what happens though is above marketing and above sales, there's this crazy board or owner or whatever the case might be that doesn't understand either of the two, sales and marketing.
Certainly.
And they're forcing upon crazy ideas, and now all of a sudden marketing is being judged by how many people like a post, how many people comment on a post, how many people are following them on TikTok, how many people are subscribed to their YouTube channel. But none of those KPIs matter to the sales department. And none of those KPIs should actually matter to marketing either, because the only purpose of marketing is to give good leads to sales. And if sales converts those leads, that equals good marketing.
Certainly. Yeah, absolutely. My point is not to tear down marketing, right? It's to focus marketing on what it's good at, right? And then, because marketing has become a beast, right? It's become a catch-all for just anything. As you're talking about, the guys at the top, blah, blah, blah marketing. If you want to have a look at purely by numbers, right? Marketing in the last 10 years has grown by headcount at double the rate of everything else. Sales as headcount has halved and is, according to the numbers, right, will continue that slide until the early 2030s. Right, now those figures are from, and in fact I could actually dig it up and send it to you, right, but and most of it comes out of US data, right, and it's just as I said, like marketing's become such a beast and such a catch-all for everything.
And also think about this, because you brought up like in the 90s or whatever. What was marketing in the 90s compared to 2026 where we're at? It's insane to think about, because marketing now is a website. You didn't have a website in the 90s.
Yep.
Marketing's now social media. There was no social media. marketing's YouTube, which there was no YouTube, and if you wanted TV, you had to pay a lot of money to be on TV. You did a 30-second or 60-second ad,
Yep.
and that was advertised. They're technically flyers maybe in the 90s, but marketing was such a small element of society at that point.
Absolutely.
Whereas now, marketing is so busy, and it seems like every year something new comes out, a new marketing avenue. Let's use that
Yep.
phrase, 'cause
Yep.
I don't know what else to use, but there seems to be always something different coming out. Like Elon Musk is bringing back Vines on X.
There you go.
So what's going to happen is that gets pushed on marketing. Hey, this new thing is out, Vines. Ooh,
Yeah.
now we now have to take advantage of this opportunity to be in front of those people to, to grab their attention, to bring them towards our product or service. And if you think about it, this is the problem still this day, because now you're like, I have to have.
Yes.
I need to have. Even if I start a new company tomorrow, you have to have. But what they never do is ask the question, why? What is the value
yeah.
of it?
Yep.
Like, what is it going to actually bring to the organization? How can we actually use it as a tool to help the business grow? It's just, I have to do it. I have to have a website. All right, cool. What's the website going to do? I don't know, but we better build one. And no one ever asks those questions.
I don't know, but we better build one, right, has been the answer to everything since the mid-90s.
Yes. And
I
think
don't
that's
know,
the
but we have to
problem
do
with
it.
marketing. Yeah, that's the problem with marketing, is because they just feel, and then marketing agencies sell that idea. Like,
Certainly.
you have to have it, and now I'm going to charge you $20,000 for this have-to-have website. And you're like, holy cow, that's a big take on when you're a new organization and you're dealing with cash flow and all this. And you're like, oh, okay, I guess I have to spend the money.
Yes.
But did you have to? I just had a conversation with somebody that runs a teen driving school, and their marketing through the franchise said they would have to spend $50,000 on Facebook ads. And I go, well, that's a lot of money on Facebook ads. Do you have the capacity? If everybody even bought from you, they own one car, so they can't even handle the capacity if that ad worked. Instead of taking the $50,000 in the ad spend, if they put it onto the down payment of 2 cars, it actually helped the business more. But marketing is
like
so obsessed with
model, like franchise model.
But marketing has made this notion that you have to do things.
Oh,
Without
yes.
it, you can't. Well, that's not really true, because the operations side needs money too. Because if marketing creates a demand, operations need to fulfill it.
Yes.
So you need to have the full spectrum conversation before you do anything, especially in the marketing dollars. And it goes the other way around. So if you spend all your money creating something, but no money actually getting the message out that you can do something, you've built something that no one knows about. But what's cool now, though, is marketing can be free in a sense that it's cheap.
You can do some pretty good stuff.
You can
all
do some really
free.
good stuff.
You just a lot of reading and a lot of reading and a lot of learning. You sit down there and you can create some really good stuff.
Correct. So I think it's interesting that marketing dollars keep going up, but marketing abilities and the reach, the price actually goes down. It doesn't cost you. Think about like how much it would cost you back in the 90s. Let's just stick with that theory. If you got the reach you do on Facebook, like that would be expensive in a small town. To get into print and you put a billboard up and advertise maybe on the local little bench or whatever in downtown. Like it would cost you a lot of money, whereas now you could just make a post twice a day with the right words, keywords, and everything, and you can get reach. And it's crazy to think about, like back in the day, people would spend so much amount of money to get that kind of reach.
You know, up until the mid-90s, right, just about all advertising was monopolised. You know, like there was 4 TV networks, right? There's only so many benches in this town you speak of.
Yes.
There's 3 radio channels, maybe 4, but only one that anyone actually listens to. Um,
Yes.
you know, like that. You know, we were living in a monopoly world then. You know, where it costs a lot, but if you decided to spend the money, you are guaranteed to reach the customers. Right now, it's if you are smart, you can do free stuff, reach your core customers, right? And that marketing has always done that. Marketing's always had someone who's reached a lot of customers for a little amount of money by being smart, and it doesn't matter about the medium.
Now the reverse, the future of it, is being taken over by AI, and now people are making AI slop. And so it's going to
Yeah.
reverse AI, so like or reverse marketing. So marketing was once this thing where you spend money on. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can have this AI bot
Yeah.
post on X 4 times a day, and that's all we need. We don't need anybody to have a conversation with sales. We don't have to even think about the ideal client profile. We're just going to put whatever AI says we should put out there. And now it's going to devalue marketing because it's going to be so much noise. Everyone's going to be putting out too much content.
Yes.
Everyone's going to be putting out crap, and all of a sudden, all these platforms like LinkedIn are going to die. Like,
Yeah.
LinkedIn can't gain control of this AI problem on LinkedIn. People aren't going to scroll scroll the newsfeed anymore because it's so bad.
Yeah. It's like the last 10 years we've been locked into quantity, and the next 10 years is going to be about quality.
Correct.
Right? And AI is not going to help us with that, which is the thing that we as marketers have to hold on to. You know, we have to hold on to the quality side of it. And again, I would still come back to one of my cores, which is that the creatives should sit with sales. Let marketing people do marketing stuff. But
Do you think the problem is that marketing gets judged on KPIs that aren't equal to the KPIs of sales?
absolutely.
That's what I think the biggest problem is. There's a
Yeah,
disconnect there. That marketing is supposed to support sales, not support random views and random followers.
Marketing,
There's only one mission for it.
yeah, marketing is marking its own homework.
Thank you so much for watching this episode, and I hope that you found this conversation valuable and interesting and a little bit educational. Lincoln, where can people get in touch with you if they want to continue the conversation with you?
Well, the best place and the easiest place is LinkedIn. It's Lincoln Marks. There's not too many of us, so I'm very easy to find. It's not a John Smith name. Yeah, it's been a great pleasure speaking with you.
Excellent. All right, so make sure you watch the next videos and make sure you like and subscribe. See you.